So why I like Djod so much is because I want to be in Miss Amato's class, and what she has is a cool down corner, tables, a whole group table, aka small group table, and tables. And that's it.
The reason why I like Djod is because I can see all my friends, Miss Kelly as a principal, and playing all of them. Bye!
Bang indeed. Welcome everybody to the open house for Dr. John Ochsner Discovery. My name is Natalie Newton. I'm the Director of Strategic Development for Discovery Schools, and we're very happy you could join us this evening. We're going to start with a video before you get to know all of the wonderful panelists we have on this evening to tell you all about Discovery Schools, and in particular, Dr. John Ochsner Discovery. Thanks for joining us.
The new Discovery School is important for so many reasons. It's Discovery's first step into scaling and into replicating our very successful school, Kenner Discovery Health Sciences Academy. We're a school that wraps health sciences learning around every part of the curriculum. We teach children about good nutrition, healthy lifestyle, sustainable environment, and we're also a highly successful school academically, maintaining an A or a B average from the state every year.
We've had a relationship with Kenner Discovery over the past several years, and we thought about this idea of could we help them grow in Jefferson Parish and provide another opportunity for citizens of Jefferson Parish, and at the same time provide an opportunity for our employees who want to see their kids have this type of amazing educational opportunity. We want to help people understand there's lots of different careers in healthcare, and it isn't just about nursing, it isn't just about being a physician.
Ochsner employees with the partnership will have 50% of the seats at the school. The Shrewsbury neighborhood will have 20% of the seats in the school. Ochsner is about healthcare. Discovery Schools is about healthcare. Ochsner believes in education. Discovery Schools is about education. So it just seemed like the right match.
Well, I think the vision is to keep growing and making it larger. I think it's one that is an investment in the community, it's an investment in our employees, but more importantly, it's an investment in the future of this whole region, and it's really the first of what I hope are many more to come.
With that, I'll turn it over to our head of school, Dr. Patty Glazer.
I need to unmute myself. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate your interest in Dr. John Ochsner Discovery. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Dr. Patty Glazer, founding head of Discovery Schools. I've been opening successful schools since 1994. So while this isn't my first rodeo, it is certainly one of my proudest accomplishments. I want to thank you again for your interest in Dr. John Ochsner Discovery Health Sciences Academy, or as we lovingly refer to it, DJOD. We're now in our third year of operation, opening in 2019 to about 400 students. In 2021, we educate over 550 students from pre-K through sixth grade. DJOD will be at full capacity in 2023-24 with about 740 students in pre-K through eighth grade. Kenner Discovery opened its doors in 2013 to 420 students, and DJOD is a replication of Kenner Discovery. Discovery Schools together currently educate over 2,700 students on 4 campuses, all while maintaining our high academic performance and our high demand status. Many in the community have asked me to what do I attribute the consistent successful performance of Discovery Schools. We're going to try to capture that for you this evening. Thanks to the vision and various areas of expertise of our board, We are supported and guided through our growth and ongoing improvements, whether it be in technology, finance, personnel, facility, legal, or academic measures. Our business office, led by Don Weed, is efficient and hardworking. We have consecutive clean audits and a growing fund balance, which allows us to offer more activities to our students. The true secret to our success lies in shared leadership, where everyone has a voice and decisions are made as a team. When challenges arise, we ask faculty to come to the table with us with potential solutions and to sit with us and brainstorm other possible solutions. We ask ourselves, is this decision in line with the vision and mission of the school? And is it good for kids? Our test scores speak for themselves. We're consistently performing as an AB academic school. We're so proud of our hardworking faculty and students. This type of consistent performance shows that our instructional delivery is well thought out and intentional. Parent partnerships also contribute to our consistent success. Together, we can work through difficult challenges for you and your family. Sometimes with the many daily and unusual challenges that occur in a school, it just takes a superhero. And luckily, we have many superheroes on our campuses. Our current DJOD waitlist is over 400 students. Our applicant pool for the coming year is already over 400 strong. The majority of our openings will be in pre-K and K, but please don't let that deter you, as each year seats come open and the child that is next on the wait list might be your child. Student and employee retention is over 90%. The last few years, you'll often see me in a construction hat and work boots. This is because the board and myself believe children learn best in updated or newly built facilities. In partnership with Ochsner, we were able to complete the beautiful state-of-the-art facility that you've seen through the slideshow that's been showing in August of 2021. My favorite hashtag is hashtag discovery speed, and I have been outmatched by hashtag Ochsner speed, because not even a global pandemic could slow down the building of this building. It was under construction during the pandemic and still delivered in time to open for the 2021 school year. We love to boast of our makerspace, gym and stage, beautiful library, the Emerald Teaching Kitchen and Gardens, our interior play yard, and multiple science labs. We're excited to have you in this session and wish so much it could be in person. We fully realize this is one of the biggest decisions you'll make in your life. We appreciate you considering DJOD and trusting in the Discovery Schools. Thank you. And next up is the person who is in charge of, well, maybe it's not Sharon. I might be wrong about that, Natalie. Is it Allison? Okay. Next up is one of our partners from Ochsner Hospital and also a board member for our school. And we like to laugh and say that we dated Ochsner for many years and then went on to the full partnership when we explored this DJOD corporate school relationship. Allison Sherry was a powerful force in that relationship. And I'd like to introduce Allison Sherry now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Glazer. And I think we had so much fun. We dated for about 7 or 8 years before we got married in this partnership. So it's a good time. Thanks, y'all, for being here. I'm Allison Sherry. I'm the Assistant Vice President of Community Partnerships and School Partnerships for Ochsner Health. And I've had the distinct pleasure of serving in this role and really leading our Ochsner and education partnerships for the last 14 years. You know, we have a really strong legacy as an academic medical center, and education is absolutely at the core of our mission. And, you know, we're really committed to investing in communities we serve and creating partnerships like this very unique one with Discovery to help educate the next generation. We love that Ochsner Discovery honors the legacy of Dr. John Ochsner, who firmly believed in investing in education, because It's so vital and important that Louisiana and our children can look forward to really promising futures. This partnership with Discovery Schools absolutely meets that need. And it also meets the need for more science, technology, engineering, and math education in Louisiana. And we're building on this long history of working with schools and supporting students and teachers throughout our communities. What we love is that Discovery's educational framework, the pedagogy, the curriculum, the high quality instruction, this character development that they do, and this environment that they create with health sciences integration and this home and school partnership, it's really built to provide students with all the knowledge, the inventive ideas, and these flexible minds that we know that they'll use to continue their education and training and be really active citizens in our diverse communities in this nation and in this world. So we're really proud of this unique partnership. We're so thankful that you all joined us here tonight to learn more about DJOD. And I think my job is next to introduce the Discovery School's Assistant Head of School, Miss Sharon Breen.
Thank you, Allison. Hello, everyone. Welcome tonight to our virtual session to learn more about our wonderful school, Dr. John Ochsner Discovery. I'm Sharon Preen, Chief Administrative Officer and Assistant Head of Discovery Schools. I oversee the curriculum, class instruction, student achievements in grades pre-K through high school. As you'll hear and see tonight through this virtual session, we have dedicated, amazing educators, fabulous students, positive community with a lot of heart. You're going to hear a lot about heart because heart is our core values, so you'll hear about that. A unique school culture and a mindset for developing lifelong learners. As we say at all Discovery Schools, swamp owls are awesome. And it's a great day to be a swamp owl. Oh yeah. I wanted to give you a brief overview of highlights of our instructional approach and some special things about Discovery Schools. Our curriculum fosters critical thinking, problem solving, inquiry and collaboration, character education, in-demand knowledge, and transportable skills with a focus on health sciences, environmental consciousness, and healthy living. We have a strong focus on academic excellence and preparation for success in college and future careers, even at the earliest little swamp owls, beginning from pre-K on. We're focused on building all of those skills to produce these future kiddos that are going to be able to go into college with readiness skills and careers with readiness skills. We celebrate our students' individual learning styles and provide support and enrichment opportunities for our students to reach their full potential. We always say at Discovery, we are proud to educate all kinds of owls, and you'll hear more, but our mascot is swamp owls, so we refer to our students as owls. Students make meaningful connections in all subjects through hands-on learning and real-world application. We integrate technology, digital skills, online learning platforms, and digital citizenship into our curriculum to build 21st century global skills. One-to-one computing for all K-12 students, and content is accessible through web-based platforms. Our science lab makerspace experiences for K-12 students gives them real-world connections, such as tending to a butterfly garden, taking care of container gardens, and harvesting the herbs and vegetables, an egg drop challenge to determine the force of gravity, medical detective projects to diagnose disease and study DNA. We are fortunate at Dr. John Ochsner to have the Emerald's Culinary Garden and Teaching Kitchen program. Our pre-K through 8th grade students experience hands-on learning in a newly constructed teaching kitchen, an outdoor culinary classroom, and vegetable gardens. And students enjoy experiential learning through the culinary curriculum and maintaining the vegetable garden. You're going to hear more about this from the people that actually teach in these areas, the culinary garden, the kitchen, the makerspace. Health and science focused community outreach projects and science-centered clubs further enhance our health sciences mission, such as First Lego League, Science Olympiad, Design and Innovation, 4-H, Student Council. We have a health fair, a STEM fest, and we have an incredible educational partnership with Ochsner. We have a wide variety of co-curricular elective courses and choices in K-12, music, theater, visual arts, computer sciences, PE, STEM, technology, in the high school, business, hospitality, foreign language, and medical certifications such as emergency first responder and medical assistant. Our rigorous curriculum and instructional approach propels our students to be engaged and active learners. We teach our students to learn to take ownership of their learning, set goals, reflect on learning, and demonstrate self-advocacy. At the middle school level, as Dr. John Ochsner is developing a middle school, when the students reach 8th grade, they will have opportunities to take advanced courses to earn Carnegie Unit credit, high school credit, such as English 1, Spanish 1, Algebra 1, STEM elective, and a career elective. Our goal when Discovery students complete their academic journey with us is for them to have become globally conscious, innovative, lifelong learners who are college and career ready. Our strong school culture strives to cultivate model citizens with heart. You will hear more about school culture and heart from our next panelist, Dr. Michael Kennedy, our Director of Culture.
Thank you, Ms. Preen. It's an honor to be able to share this with you all today. I'm very excited about this experience. After hearing Ms. Preen, Dr. Glazer, and Ms. Sherry, it's amazing opportunity for any student. So I know you're already ready. I don't have to say much because you probably already are filling out the application. But my job at Discovery Schools is to help to make sure that the culture of the school is a place that everyone enjoys going to. We strive every single day to make it an experience that is unforgettable. It's an amazing experience, and the more the students put into it, as well as with the support of the families, it makes it even better. So our quest, as Ms. Preen has said, is that every student is showing heart and it actually embodies heart. We have heart awards that we give to students, and they're based on the core values, our heart tenets, which are honor, which is the H, E, endurance, A, academic achievement, R, responsibility, and T for tolerance. And so every day we use those words to make sure that our students and families understand that that is the expectation that we have of all of our students on campus. We also strive to make sure that it's a family and community atmosphere so that everyone feels a part, whether that's a student, whether that's the faculty, whether it's the family members that are visiting the campus or volunteering on campus, all the community partners that we have, we really try to make sure that everyone feels like they're a part of our community and are showing heart. We balance behavioral modifications with positive behavior in a quest to make sure that we're developing the whole child. It is not an experience of we're just focused on one part of a child or one aspect, but we try to make sure that we're focused on the whole child or a child as a whole. That's done through awards, incentives, clubs, advisories, assemblies, and celebrations over the course of the year. We try to make sure that we recognize different diversity among the students as well as their families. So we just really stretch ourselves to make sure that this experience is relevant to all students and all families. Also, we work very closely. Dean Ducree is there, Joanna Ducree, and she works with the students as well as the counselors. The model for Discovery since I've been here over the last 8 years has been to build a program that deans and counselors work very well together to balance off, working with students who may experience challenges as well as those students that are doing very well. And so when the students are receiving or having challenges on campus, we try to make sure that we put plans in place and work very closely with those students and families to try to build the skills within those students that are going to help them to be most successful. At Discovery Schools, also, we try to ensure that the relationships are productive, those that are between students or among students in class, as well as across their grade level, from the lowest grade to the highest grade. As I look through the pictures, I could see some students that have graduated from Discovery already, and they're in pictures with students that were younger that they were working with. And so that's a great avenue that we have at our school, that we can have older students that are in middle school and high school also working with or showing off what it's like to be in those grade levels to our lower school students. The final thing that I'll say with that is that what our main goal is that your student starts at DJOD, but also finishes with Discovery Schools. And so I don't want you to get in your head that they're going to come and then they're going to leave us when DJOD ends at the 8th grade. But we anticipate greatly those students sticking with us and going over to the high school as well. So I challenge you to make the application and see if you can get into this school, because it is a dynamic school. At this point, I'd like to introduce to you the principal of Dr. John Ochsner Discovery School, and that is Ms. Nikisha Kelly.
Good evening. As Dr. Kennedy stated, I am Nikisha Kelly, founding principal. Excited to share with you a place that's very special to me I've been an educator for 16 years, of which 7 of those years have been spent with the Discovery School family. We are happy that you are considering joining the Dr. John Ochsner Discovery family, because not only would you be a part of just DJOD's family, but the Discovery community as a whole. Tonight, you will find out a little bit more about the people who support our students on campus, as well as people that lead the programs that make our campus so special. At Discovery Schools, it's a place where students are the center of all of our decisions, and showing heart is the standard for all. As it relates to our curriculum, our pre-K students utilize a Frog Street curriculum. Our ELA we utilize in our first through second grade, Fontes and Pinnell. We also utilize guidebooks for 3rd through 6th grade, but we also utilize other supplement materials to enhance those programs as well. In math, we utilize Savas, and you will hear more in detail about those programs from our amazing division heads who will follow me. The other people on this call are part of our shared leadership model, because we make decisions together, especially when it comes to our students. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you our pre-K to 2nd grade division head, Ms. Claire Barry Thomas.
Did we lose Claire? Let's go ahead and we're gonna jump.
Ms. Amy Gilberty?
Yes, there we go. Thank you.
No
Sorry, guys.
problem.
I apologize. I think Claire is having some technical difficulties, but we're going to jump into the 3rd and 4th grade. My name is Amy Gilberty. I am the 3rd and 4th grade division head here at DJOD. This is my 8th year in education and my 8th year with Discovery Schools, and I have no intention of leaving anytime soon. Some of those little ones that were in those videos and pictures are not so little anymore, and I've had the pleasure of getting to know and educate many of them. So my job as division head is to support teachers and students to bridge that gap between the lower elementary and middle school. There are a lot of transitions and changes that happen between 2nd and 3rd grade. We move on to our traditional letter grading scale. We're preparing students for standardized testing. So I like to say that I am responsible for our middle children at DJOD. We also, in 3rd grade, we have a self-contained model. So our teachers are able to build strong relationships with students and families. Students will stay with one teacher for all of their subjects. And then in 4th grade, we have what we call a soft departmentalization to prepare students for middle school. Students will stay in their homerooms, but they do have some switching of teachers in order to prepare them for different teaching styles and to further their independence and responsibility in order to prep for 5th grade next year. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Miss Alice Bainsfather, our middle school division head.
Thanks, Amy. I am Alice Bainsfather, and I have over 35 years of experience, and this is my 3rd year with Discovery Schools. As the middle school division head, I work with the middle school students and teachers, and here at DJOD, middle school begins in 5th grade and will go through 7th grade next year. So our middle school students are scheduled for a 7-period day, and they change classes each period. The 7 classes include 2 blocks of ELA, reading and writing. It includes 2 blocks of math, a math and a math workshop, science, social studies, and electives. This year, students meet with once a week with their electives, and our electives we offer are music, PE, art, computer, teaching kitchen, teaching garden, and library. On Mondays, students meet all 7 classes for 50 minutes. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, students meet with 1st through 4th periods for 90 minutes each. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, they meet periods 5th through 7th for 90 minutes each. A 45-minute independent study is built into the middle school schedule on Wednesdays and Fridays. During this independent study time, students may receive extra help from their teachers, complete assignments, complete makeup work, etc.
On Wednesdays, with the help of the counseling department, we have a 45-minute advisory period where we address various topics with our students like study habits, exams, friends, emotional well-being, Red Ribbon Week, all the important topics of our school culture. And on Friday, we have a 45-minute club period built in where each teacher offers a club and students are allowed to join the club of their choice. Now, I'd like to introduce our Makerspace Science Lab teacher, Miss Paula Anweiler.
Hello, my name is Paula Anweiler, and I'm the pre-K through 4th grade Science Lab Director here at Djod. I've been with Discovery for 8 years. Science Lab and also Lego Robotics take place in our beautiful Makerspace at the Djod campus. It is a collaboration of the lab and homeroom teachers to create and deliver an activity or experiment in order for the students to get a hands-on approach of Louisiana standards and school's curriculum. Science Lab is a continuation of the science lessons that is taught in the students' homeroom. The lessons are co-taught or planned and delivered by the homeroom teacher and myself. Each grade level comes to the Makerspace once a week for Science Lab. Our main objectives are, number one, student engagement. We hope to also match and master the curriculum and standards. These standards are hands-on, and the students get to experience many things from observing nature, representing data, creating models, exploring new concepts, designing their ideas, solving problems, and much, much more. Students also make connections between the vocabulary, the classroom lesson, and the lab lesson. Hands-on learning, in turn, helps develop problem-solving skills, team building, cooperative learning, a deeper understanding of the content being taught, and most of all, it's engaging and it's fun. So I would like to introduce Denise Brown, our art teacher.
Thank you, Ms. Paula. Hello, my name is Denise Brown, and I teach art, and I'm here representing our Superior co-curricular team. We offer library, PE, music, computer, as well as teaching kitchen and culinary gardening. Our own Chef Jay and Miss Jane will be speaking about these later in the presentation. Next school year, we will add Spanish and theater. Behind me are students' artwork. We are focusing on developing skills, using a variety of materials, learning about the 7 elements of art, as well as getting to know famous artists like Andy Warhol, Pablo Picasso, and our Louisiana Clementine Hunter. Thank you very much. And next, I'd like to introduce you to our SPED coordinator, Christina Martinez. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Denise. Hi, my name is Christina Martinez, and I'm the Special Education Coordinator. I was a special education teacher for 20 years, and this is my 2nd year with Djod. The goal of the Special Education Department at Djod is to provide an educational program that meets each student's academic, social, emotional, and physical needs. We offer a variety of classroom models and related services in order to address these needs. Classroom models can vary from full inclusion with check-in minutes or monitoring, a resource room where minutes can be delivered either individually or in a small group, or a more restricted self-contained classroom. We believe in utilizing a team approach when planning for instruction and services. In addition, we offer speech language therapy, adapted physical education, occupational therapy, and physical therapy for students who qualify. Our faculty consists of a SPED coordinator, special education teachers, and paraprofessionals. We work closely with the related service providers, counseling staff, administrative staff, general education teachers, parents, and students to ensure that the needs of the student are met. One unique aspect of Djod is our relationship with the Bose Center. Currently, the Bose Center provides occupational therapy and physical therapy services on campus. We look forward to this developing partnership, and we are excited about the potential benefits for our students. To further discuss the role of the Bose Center, I would like to introduce Dr. Lacey Ellis with the Bose Center.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Lacey Ellis, and I am the Program Director for the Bose Center for Child Development at Ochsner. We are incredibly excited about this partnership that we have with DJOD. As Ms. Martinez mentioned, we do have an outpost in the school where we provide physical therapy and occupational therapy services. At this time, those services are services that are embedded within the child's IEP. So if your child has an IEP and individualized education plan, they will receive those services through our Ochsner providers. We are also providing some support services from our behavioral psychologists who are doing a wonderful job collaborating with the teachers and actually going into the classrooms and really providing some hands-on support and professional development for the teachers and the staff. And we really look forward to continuing this partnership. It's brand new and we're growing. At some point in the future, we do anticipate expanding our service offerings. And so that will be coming down the road. But for now, we're really focusing on building those relationships and providing high quality services. We do have a few rooms within the school. We have a sensory room. We also have a private room where we can do some therapy services, as well as an observation room to really pull in teachers for training or parents to be able to observe as needed. But really where the magic happens is those push-in services. This is a school setting. This is not a clinical setting. And so we really want to be able to provide the supports and the accommodations that the children need to be successful in the school environment, and to really be innovative and bridge that gap between clinical care and between school-based services. So we're excited about this partnership and working with the staff at DJOD and Discovery Schools. And hopefully we'll be working with your little one soon. To learn more about the support that DJOD provides, I am going to turn it over to Kristen to talk about the counseling services.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Cintani, and I'm the school counselor at DJOD. I'm going to attempt to share my screen to move into a little slideshow. Let's see, I'm used to utilizing our Google Meet. So let's see, I think everyone can see my screen. Yes, okay. So I'm Kristen Cintani. I am a licensed professional counselor, registered play therapist, and nationally certified counselor at Dr. John Ochsner. I've been with Discovery for the past 6 years. This is my first year at DJOD, and I'm so happy to be here and also to build a relationship with Dr. Ellis at the Bose Center. So this is a little bit of a glimpse into our counseling department. We have Michelle McCurry, who is our counseling department director, as well as all of the different counselors across all of our different Discovery campuses. A little bit about some of the counseling services for our students include classroom social and emotional lessons, advisory lessons for the middle school students, crisis and behavior intervention, consults with parents and teachers. We coordinate with outside agencies and therapists for continuity of care for our students. We'll refer for community services when appropriate. We complete threat assessments, counseling needs assessments, individual counseling services for students with IEPs and 504s, and small group counseling, as well as counseling check-ins on an as-need basis. Some of the social emotional lessons and advisory topics cover some of the topics including but are not limited to emotional awareness and emotion regulation, personal safety, conflict resolution, bullying prevention, self-control, study skills. Our counselors meet with students individually to listen and facilitate problem-solving skills, process grief, anxiousness, and overwhelming feelings, provide support when dealing with personal problems. We utilize restorative justice, so we facilitate restorative sessions with students facing conflicts with peers. We create plans for academic success with goal setting, work on developing appropriate social skills and peer relationships, and we address crisis situations and provide crisis interventions. We meet with families and parents and guardians to provide supports for parents seeking help and provide information regarding our available community services. Offer psychoeducation through, we've been trying to have monthly counseling coffee chats. We did them more frequently during virtual learning, but we at least try to have once a month coffee chats, and we'll post them to our Discovery Counseling website when we do make referrals to community agencies and consult as needed. And we also provide counseling support to our staff and other professionals through the RTI process, which is our response to intervention process for students. or behavior, and will provide resources focused on classroom management, conflicts in the classroom, as well as emotion regulation. And so this is just a little glimpse into how our counselors have tried to adapt to our virtual world by having a little Bitmoji virtual counseling office. Didn't mean to start that, but yes, so thank you so much for your time, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I will pass this on to Miss Jaden Madden, who is our in charge of our Emerald's Garden. So thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. My name is Jane Madden, and I am the garden instructor at Emerald's Culinary Garden and Teaching Kitchen here at DJOD. Our culinary garden is very much a living classroom where our students apply and explore academic concepts and skills in a hands-on way. Our culinary garden is limitless in the connections that we can make and the things that we can learn and do, but my time with you is not limitless. So I'm just going to give you a few examples of what you might see happening, a few of the ways our students are engaged in learning in our garden. Our students are reading planting calendars and seed packets to know when and how to plant, applying measurement skills to space and sow seeds correctly, projecting harvest dates, and calculating germination rates. They're observing how seasonal changes and weather can affect plant growth and our food supply. In the garden, students are making observations in drawing and in writing, observing the life cycles of insects and gaining an understanding of the roles that different organisms play in the health of soil and the plants. They're using that knowledge to design plantings that will attract beneficial insects and manage pests. Our students are developing and practicing both social skills and fine motor skills as they learn how to safely use garden tools and work together to turn the soil, plant seeds, and care for the crops that we grow. As our crops mature, our students are exploring the process of growing and harvesting food on a small scale. Through this work and class conversations, our students are gaining an awareness of the many moving parts of our food system and the many hands involved in bringing food to our tables each day. Finally, as we harvest and prepare and share the vegetables that we've grown in the garden and take them to the kitchen, we can connect to and learn about one another by exploring the many different backgrounds and traditions that we each bring to the table. I'm going to pass this on now to Chef Jay or Jason Madden, our culinary teaching kitchen instructor.
Thank you, Ms. Jane. And thank you all for being here tonight. I am Jason Madden. Students like to call me Chef Jay. I come to you with 12 years of education experience, and about 8 or 9 of those that have been in culinary gardening and culinary education in 3 different cities. I want to let you know the reason I'm standing so far back is because I'm hoping to give you the greatest perspective on our brand new culinary teaching kitchen. It's just a beautiful, beautiful facility, built to commercial grade, stainless steel. As you can see, 3 different learning areas, brand new, pretty much every appliance imaginable. And the opportunities that we have in this room are just limitless. This kitchen was donated to us by the Emerald Lagasse Foundation, as well as the same grant that provided for our garden. I want to tell you a little bit about what we do in this space. We are serving currently students in every homeroom from kindergarten through 6th grade. And in some ways they have very different curriculums. And then there's a sort of conjoining curriculum that goes through all of the grades. Starting with our kindergartners, we work with beginning sounds and first letters of words. We're eating our way through the alphabet, which has given us an opportunity to begin with A is for apple. And I think so far we've made it all the way to G is for guacamole. So we've been able to make things such as green eggs and ham, sample different styles and consistencies of different fruits such as bananas and blueberries, and even make a smoothie. In fact, every one of our students has had a chance to make a smoothie in this facility, just because smoothies bring joy. Our 1st through 6th grade students get a mix of both nutritional education as well as cooking skills education. So we do a knife skills program that begins all the way down to first grade with very, very round, very, very safe plastic knives. It focuses mostly on the respect that's necessary for handling anything sharp, all the way up to our sixth graders who eventually work up to chef's knives. So we're sixth and seventh and eighth graders that'll work up to chef's knives and more precise cuts such as slices, dices, bâtonnets, juliennes, and really investing in our ability to for them to learn how to make those cuts. Additionally, we also do nutritional education, teaching kids about the 5 food groups, about eating the rainbow and the importance of varying your food, the colors of your food, and thereby the different vitamins included into your food. Eating seasonally, which also relates to what we're growing in the garden. And in fact, we're just now starting to bring in some of our winter crops from the garden in to cook with. And I think one of the things that I'm really, really looking forward to going forward in the coming years in this program will be our ability to harvest more and more from our culinary garden and interlock those two things together. So for example, today or recently, we harvested kale and made some kale chips. And that's just one small aspect of what we could do when we have kids growing food each and every day here at DJOD. I'm exceptionally grateful to have the opportunity to work here in this beautiful kitchen and to work with every single student at DJOD. I want to thank you for your time, and I want to hand it over to Mr. Rodney. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Chef Jay. And I don't know about anyone else on this call, but now I am very hungry. So I hope Chef Jay has some dinner prepared for us. But I'm going to be a gentleman and actually pass it back over to Miss Claire Berry-Thomas, our pre-K to second division head. I know she had some technical difficulties. So Miss Berry-Thomas, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Rodney. And I too am looking forward to some guacamole from the kitchen soon. So my name is Claire Berry-Thomas. I am the pre-K through second grade division head at Dr. John Ochsner Discovery. I have been with Discovery Schools and an educator for 9 years. I'm a founding faculty member of Kenner Discovery and DJOD, and have been able to see the growth of Discovery from multiple perspectives as a teacher, counselor, and division head, and am excited to see our pre-K through second grade students grow within their classrooms. For our pre-K through first grade classrooms, they have a teacher and co-teacher model. And within that model, the co-teacher and teacher are supporting small group guided reading and math instruction. And seeing them develop through that small group instruction and differentiated instruction is truly incredible. And so we hope to see your student here at DJOD grow through that instruction as well. I'll pass it back to you, Mr. Rodney. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Berry-Thomas. I am Mr. Rodney. I am the parent liaison here at DJOD, or as some of the children may call me, the King of Mardi Gras, hence my little lapel pin here. My job here at DJOD is to help welcome in our new families. So if you're fortunate to get to be a part of our team, you will definitely get to see me. I help coordinate student activities along with our dean, Ms. Ducree. I bridge the gaps from home to school, and I provide support to our Discovery students, families, and also our staff here. Some of the amazing sports and clubs that we actually have on campus are our amazing pep squad that just kicked off for our lower school and middle school students. We have a drama club for lower school and also middle school. We have an amazing student council club that I actually sponsor. We have girls and boys middle school volleyball. We have basketball also for girls and boys in middle school, and also a middle school flag football team for girls and boys, and book club. As we grow as a school, so with these programs, so they will actually trickle down to our lower school grades. And we're so excited to see these programs develop. So I will actually now close it out, and I'm going to, Miss Griselle in admissions, I'm going to pass it over to you. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Rodney. Thank you guys again for joining us. I hope you guys got a glimpse of what Discovery Schools is about and Dr. John Ochsner is about. I'm going to walk you through the website, how you find the application, and then log into the parent login, which is what you're going to use to submit the application. So give me just a moment. So this is the Discovery Schools website. You're going to go to discoveryhsf.org. Right on the main page, you're going to see the application period, which launched on the 1st of November. Families have until the 4th of February before noon to submit an online application. So you can click on Learn More, or you can go right on the top right-hand side and just click on Admissions, and that's going to open up the admissions page. I definitely recommend that you review this. This has great information on the admissions overview, our application period, including the deadline, the documents that you're going to need to upload on the application, and then just other tidbits of information on the school. But we're going to go right into the application. So right on this top, you're going to see Apply Online for Dr. John Ochsner. You'll click there, and this is going to open the parent login. If you've created a parent login before, you want to use the same email and password that you've used in the past. You don't have to recreate a parent login. In fact, you want to always use the same one, as students are linked to that. If you forget, your email, what email address you used, or your password, you can select forgot your password or forgot your email, depending on which one, and it'll walk you through how to reset that. You can also log in using the single sign-on with Google, LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. I definitely recommend that. That's another password you don't have to remember. Or you can create an account by just entering the information on the right, which is just your first, last name, phone number, email. And then once you create that, you'll log in. I'm going to go ahead and log in using the single sign-on with a Gmail, so you can kind of see what it would look like. And once I select my account, it's gonna go right into the parent login. And so if you have students already that you've applied before, you're gonna see them here. If not, what you're gonna see, this is your first time applying, you're actually going to see this screen, which has the applications. If you're applying for Dr. John Ochsner Counter Discovery for grades kindergarten and up, then you're going to click here to begin the Discovery Schools application. If you're applying for pre-K4, that's for a student whose parent guardian is employed with Ochsner, then you're going to click on Begin the Ochsner Employee Pre-K4 Tuition-Based Application. And that'll open up the application once you click and start the application for the student. If you have an existing student already linked to your account, I'm going to show that as well. Here I have 2 test students. So in this instance, if I wanted to apply to Test Wazo, then I'm going to click there to make sure that that student is highlighted. And then right above our mission, then you'll see that button to apply. And I want to show you this as well, which is our contact information. If you forget and you don't kind of write down or forget how to contact us for any questions at all, you can click there right in your parent login and see our admissions phone number and email address. If you have any issues at all, just logging on to parent login to submit an application or need help or have any specific questions on what you need to provide, then please reach out to us. We can help with any issues that you may have or questions that you may have. And just before I pass it on, I definitely want to kind of go over this. In order to get to the application directly, you can of course go on the website, but the direct link would be discoveryapplication.com. The window closes, so the deadline is the 4th of February. Applications must be in before noon, and then the lottery will take place on March 15th. And here's our contact information, our phone number, which is 504-233-4720. Option 1 is going to take you right over to our admissions team. You can also email us at admissions@discoveryhsf.org. And if you have any questions, please enter them in the chat and we will answer those questions for you tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Griselle. All right. Thank you so much to all of our panelists. We do have quite a few questions. I want to go ahead and give everybody an opportunity. You'll notice your chat's disabled, but please put your questions in the Q&A and we will get to those. And I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. I can pull up the right document. All right. First question. Do you have before and after care? What are the hours and cost?
Yes, we do have before and after care. Depending on the time of the year it starts, the prices can vary. And so we have aftercare with Community Works who share out their information packet as it relates to their cost, but we provide before care in-house. And so depending on the time frame in which it starts, that cost is subject to change, and that information we shared on the front end. So I do apologize, I can't give you the cost which it would be in the start of the year, but we will definitely have that information posted in advance on our website before the start of the school year.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. What programs do you have for special needs children that have speech delay?
We're going to throw that question to our amazing Christina Martinez, who coordinates our SPED department on our campus.
Excuse me. We do have Discovery employs our own speech and language pathologist. So we do have they're with us year round. It depends. Like if the student comes to us and has an IEP, then what we would do is meet as a team, and then services, it just flows seamlessly. Services would start once they were admitted and we had that paperwork. If there is a student who comes and does not have a current IEP, then what we do is as a student comes in, they would go through what we call a response to intervention program. Our speech therapists provide interventions, and then they would also contact the parent to determine, whether, or give permission, I should say, to do a screening. And then we proceed from there. But again, we do have our own speech and language therapist here, and they're always willing. You could always email if you want some more information specifically about the speech delay or the process. You could email Sarah Anderson, and she would be able to give you some more information in terms of for the speech delay portion.
Thank you. I'd also like to encourage our parents on the call, if you have very specific questions, you can also go through the admissions department and utilize that admissions email that goes to an admissions team, and they will be able to direct your question to the appropriate staff member. Next question, how much is tuition for the pre-K program? Does going to the pre-K increase chances of getting into the school?
I can take that one. So the pre-K 4 tuition is $5,400. That's for the school year. We do have payment plans through a Gulf Coast Bank. You pay that in a 9-month period. And the student that is eligible and attending pre-K 4 would move on to kindergarten without having to apply.
Priscilla, I'm going to pitch one more question to you. Are students tested for admissions?
No, they are not tested for admissions. The only requirement we have for kindergarten and up is that a family lives in Jefferson Parish.
Thank you. Next question. My son is in advanced classes right now. For students who are ahead in lessons, will they be challenged as well?
As we always say, we like to educate all types of owls. And so we try to build our curriculum to meet the needs of all of our students. And in the event that student is in advanced courses, we will provide the services as it relates. If it's gifted, we will direct them to our SPED department, but we will definitely challenge our students as it relates to our small group work, because we try to pair our students to meet their needs. So they are challenged within their classrooms as well.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Would anyone else like to chime in?
I can just add to that a little bit. Again, in the differentiated instruction, we differentiate to meet the needs within the classroom, and our foundational curriculum, our core curriculum is very rigorous. So again, we will, adapt it to the kids that are struggling, and we will push it for the kids that are advanced. And when we get up into the middle school and high school for Discovery schools, the students have a wide variety of course choices in advanced coursework, particularly at upper middle school and then throughout high school. So we do feel like our students are challenged at all levels, whether there are actual courses to take or within the regular classroom, and within the SPED classrooms, they're challenged at every level based on their own learning style and just challenging them for their needs.
Thank you, Ms. Preen. Next question. I've applied for my son. How will I know when my child is accepted into any program?
I can take that one. So the lottery will take place on March 15th. Families will get a link to join. It will be a virtual lottery session that families can join. You don't have to though, because we are going to notify all the families of results. So you would find out on the 15th of March.
I'll just tack on to that. If you are awarded a seat in the lottery, you'll have a time frame to accept that seat. So the normal time frame for families to accept their seat, if they're awarded one during the lottery, is about a week. You'll get a notification email. If for some reason your child is awarded a seat and you don't get an email, like the admissions department follows up with every candidate who's awarded a seat. After that, parents are asked to accept or decline, and then we move on to our wait list. So as Dr. Glazer mentioned earlier, put in your applications, because that is the only way you will have a chance to get a seat. And as Brissel mentioned, that deadline, it is very important for you to submit the application prior to the deadline. Next question, is transportation provided? Anyone?
I can answer it if no one else does. Transportation is provided. We have various drop-off points in Metairie, Clearview Shopping Center. We have a drop-off point and a pickup point on the West Bank. And so for DJOD, it may not be door to door, but there will at least be a drop-off point somewhere close in your neighborhood. And usually you can coordinate with other parents to help with drop off and pick up from that point.
I can add that there's direct bus transportation provided for the surrounding neighborhood, including, I believe, Harahan for DJOD. Next question. My daughter has a global developmental delay, nonverbal with autism. We are working on potty training. Will this be an issue?
We certainly have students with developmental delay. You're certainly welcome to apply. We have helped train students, potty trained students in the past, not many, but some. So we're up to the challenge, and we built the school so that we could meet that challenge. We do, of course, highly encourage and prefer for the child to come potty trained for many reasons that you can imagine.
Thank you, Dr. Glazer. Next question. If my child is kindergarten age but barely makes the cutoff and I feel as though they are not ready, they say enroll, but everything's an application when you go through our process. Can I apply to pre-K instead, would be the question.
You can apply to pre-K instead. There's a minimum age for kindergarten, but if you want your child to do kindergarten twice or pre-K and then kindergarten, that is acceptable.
I'll tack on to that pre-K at Dr. John Ochsner Discovery is only open to employees of Ochsner and Discovery faculty and staff. So you would want to make sure that you qualify under one of those qualifications. Let's see. All right, next question. any resources for special education in 7th grade? What is the special education student to teacher ratio in 7th grade? So I guess let's go middle school, maybe. It might be the same throughout.
Ms. Martinez, do you mind taking that as it relates to our 6th grade students that will be rolling up next year?
Oh, no, not at all. So in terms of, so what we have is, we have some students who are in full inclusion, and we have that have like check-in minutes or and are monitored. They also have support by some paraprofessionals that go in there as well. And then we also have a resource pullout for ELA and for math. Those students, so I get that, well, I'm sorry, the other part of the question was like, what is the number that we have right now in 6th grade moving up to 7th? Is that?
Christina, I think that the question may be, how many students do we have in a classroom? In our pullout classrooms, we try to limit it to 18 students. Usually they're not all in there at one time. So it could be anywhere between 12 and 18 students in a pullout classroom.
Correct.
Yeah, a learning center is what we call them.
Correct. And then they also have the lead special education teacher as well as a paraprofessional in that room.
All right, thank you. Next question, is the 50% Ochsner seat apply for the open seats or the entire student numbers?
I'll take that one. The 50% applies to the open seats. We have state guidelines that we have to meet in terms of, and also contractual guidelines with the district who are our authorizers, that we have to meet in terms of the percent of special education students we have, the percent of at risk, not, what's the new term for at risk, Natalie?
Economically disadvantaged.
Thank you. Thank you, Griselle. Economically disadvantaged students. So we have to meet those requirements. So those requirements would be met out of the ones that are not 50% Ochsner. If by chance we had seats opened after that, we could backfill, and it could end up being an Ochsner person that gets a seat. So it's a complicated answer. It's based on state requirements for us to, based on our charter contract.
Thank you, Dr. Glazer. Next question, to what extent are art, music, and sports accessible to students? Are the arts only available to kids talented in the arts?
I can take that one, and then I know Nikisha can add to it. Ms. Kelly can add to it. All of our co-curriculars and electives are open to all students. So all students get the choice of, and in the lower grades, they actually get all of the extracurriculars that we have and the co-curriculars that we have. So it's open to all students, and I can let Ms. Kelly add to that.
Yes, it is open to all of our students. As it relates to sports, the competitive side, we are focusing right now, this particular year with 5th and 6th grade. But as Mr. Rodney stated, we are looking to add more sports for our lower school, whether it's a running club for students 1st through 4th grade, so that they can participate in that aspect as well. So we're looking at a running club, flag football, basketball, and soccer for the lower school with parent volunteers to support.
Thank you very much. Next question, how much recess do kids get?
Miss Barry Thomas, would you like to take that one?
I would love to take that one. And we, so our students get about 20 to 30 minutes between the grade levels, depending on what grade they are in, outside on our beautiful new play structures. And so we have 2 play structures here on campus, one for our lower students and one for our upper students. And then as well as an additional area outside that has a basketball court to outside. So there's lots of available space for recess for them to move their bodies. Our pre-K does have additional time, recess outdoor centers in the afternoon as well. So depending on the grade level, it could be anywhere from an hour outside to 30 to 20 minutes.
I would like to add to that, if you have a meeting with me in my office, you're going to see a reproduction of a painting with kids at recess from a one-room schoolhouse. Dr. Glazer very much believes in recess. I've never started a school or worked in a school where test scores increased because recess was taken out. So recess will not be taken out of Discovery schools.
Thank you. How many kids are in each grade?
Oh, currently there are 78 students per grade level. It may vary depending on our SPED students, but at this point we're scaled for 78 students per grade. I know Dr. G is going to add to that because, again, as we state that we support all of our little owls. And so it's part of the model in which he's created, but for the most part on Dr. John Ochsner campus is 78 students per grade level.
78 per grade level and 26 per class.
Thank you. Once an Ochsner employee child is enrolled, will the parent need to remain employed by Ochsner in order for the child to remain enrolled at the school? If the child is going from elementary to middle, does parent employment by Ochsner need to be verified? Marcel, you want to take that?
Yes. So if the child received the seat based on the Ochsner preference for parent being employed, then that seat is contingent on the parent guardian remaining or being employed with Ochsner. So if it happens to be that you are no longer employed, then if the school year already started, you would be notified because we do periodic checks with HR on employment statuses for those employees. And then you would just be notified that, hey, the following school year, you would have to submit an application in the regular lottery. So yes, it is contingent on that employment status.
Allison, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I would just add that to echo what Grizel said, the child will never be pulled out in the middle of a school year, right? So just to confirm, they'll be able to finish out that full school year and then we'll have to reapply for a non-Ochsner related seat. And to also echo what Dr. Glazer mentioned, we have to remember that the Ochsner designation and being an Ochsner employee is part of the benefit, right? And those seats are designated for Ochsner employees. And if you're not an Ochsner employee, then that seat is not qualifying for you. So just a friendly reminder, your kid will never be pulled because you're in the middle of the school year because you don't work at Ochsner anymore. And you are not required, if you are an employee, you are not required to apply as an employee. If you do apply as an employee, you get the benefit of potentially being pulled in one of those 50% of the seats, but you are required, your student's admission is contingent upon your employment. So it's a personal decision. Again, you're not required to do so, but applying as an employee does give you the benefit.
Thank you. Will you be publishing the number of spots you have available in each grade prior to the lottery date? I can take this. We do not publish the number of spots because we're kind of counting numbers right up until the lottery, but we will announce during the public lottery how many spots are available right before we draw. Next question is sibling preference given? Priscilla, you want to take that?
Yes. So sibling preference is a priority. Dr. John Ochsner has several priorities. Probably go through them. That might be easier. I think there's maybe another question on preferences. So for Dr. John Ochsner, it's the first preference is children of Discovery faculty, then it's siblings for a student that's currently attending Dr. John Ochsner. The third preference would be for students that previously attended Dr. John Ochsner, but because of Hurricane Ida, they were displaced. That is a preference if they are wanting to return to, Dr. John Ochsner and are currently residing in Jefferson Parish. And then we have the preference for your Ochsner employees, those that are eligible and qualifying Ochsner employees. And those applicants who live in the Shrewsbury neighborhood is also a preference. We have a preference for our economically disadvantaged families as well that live in the neighborhood and who reside, of course, in Jefferson Parish. And then we also have the neighborhood preference, and then finally would be the Jefferson or the general parish preference that's given.
Thank you. Those preferences are available on our website, and they are specific to each of the charter schools that we run. So there are different preferences. Discovery Schools operates 2 schools. When you go to discoveryhsf.org, you'll see Kenner Discovery and Dr. John Ochsner Discovery. Go to the admissions page for each school in order to see the preferences for each school's lottery. What is the kindergarten class pupil teacher ratio?
I can jump in and answer that. Again, the classrooms have 26 students in each classroom with a co-teacher and a teacher. So in kindergarten and first grade, it's a 13-to-1 ratio. Thank you.
And we are being asked to go over the school hours again.
I can answer that. We start every day with morning meeting all together at 8:20 a.m. and our school day ends at 3:30 p.m.
Alice, what time does drop-off start in the morning?
You're talking about before care drop-off or?
Both.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go to Miss Kelly about before care drop-off. I'm not really sure. I know our middle school students come up after care at 7:45.
Yes, so our before care drop off is at 7 a.m. We have our staff that's readily waiting. Mr. Rodney is one of the people that you would probably see waiting to greet the students at the door. And we begin receiving carpool students at 7. They start transition at 7:45 and then with the regular carpool route 7:50 so that it gives teachers times to get in the building.
Thank you. This is specific to special education supports. Do you allow a shadow for students?
No, we do not have one-on-one paras. Now, it's shadow, meaning like we do have some students where they have an ABA therapist that will come on campus and will support them, but that is not through us, that's through the parents. As far as us providing a one-on-one para, we do not have that. Well, we don't have that for anyone. We have our lead SPED teachers, and then we also have our paraprofessionals who provide support.
Thank you. To our parents out there, I'm seeing a lot of questions about special education, a lot about accommodations. We accommodate all students. But what I would encourage is if you have a question about your specific special education student, it probably is best to email the admissions department. They can connect you to the special education department because every child is different and unique. And usually in a special education setting, I am a special education parent. It is very specific to your child, and Discovery is very good at that, knowing the needs of your child and tailoring their plan specifically for them to help them thrive and be their best person. So I would encourage you to please reach out to us if you have specific questions related to your special education student. It will help us to give you the most complete answer. Next question, are DJOD students automatically accepted, enrolled in Kenner Discovery for high school?
I can take that one. So students that complete 8th grade at Dr. John Ochsner, They will have to apply, so submit an application, but they won't go into the lottery process.
Thank you. Can you give some information on school lunch?
Oh boy, we are excited to talk about our lunch providers. We have a new lunch provider, SLA Management, who offer hot and cold lunch options for our students. Our students were raving about the new lunch choices that they've had in the new year. And so we're super excited to partner with them, but the students, they do receive multiple options, hot and cold, and some of the items remain consistent throughout the week, where the main entree may change. So the students have a variety of options, hot and cold, but they're also offered a fresh fruit and veggie daily.
I'll just tack on to that answer. We also offer breakfast to our students, and we comply with all federal programs as it relates to free and reduced lunch. Do you offer any summer camp or summer school opportunities?
I can start that one and then someone else can piggyback. We offer summer camp opportunities in partnership with our partner Community Works. And we also offer a summer bridges program as well as a summer program to make up coursework for kids in the middle school and high school. The Summer Bridges program is open for students to be able to bridge gaps and work on any skills that they need to kind of bridge between the two school years. That's why they call it Summer Bridges. And it is open to last summer and this summer upcoming, it'll be open to all Discovery students that need those services. And summer camp is usually half the day after the program we have in the morning academic, and afternoon is in more of an enrichment camp program.
Thank you, Ms. Preen. Can you elaborate on how the lottery works with specifics on preferences? Griselle, do you want to take that or do you want me to take it?
I can take it, and you can add in case I miss anything. If the number of applicants, so if we have more applications than we have seats, then the lottery, then every student will get a random lottery number. And those preferences are there. That's going to determine if or when a student gets a spot. So if they have a sibling that is currently attending, that is, the second preference that's given at Dr. John Ochsner. Economically disadvantaged is another. So it depends on what preferences you will have when you submit that application. And when you submit the application, there are several questions on the application that you answer that is going to determine, what preferences you do receive.
Thank you. I can kind of go into a little bit more detail on the preferences. It depends on seats available per grade level. But our number one preference is for siblings. And then again, kind of circling back to that preference for our Ochsner employees, that they, with that corporate partnership, they do get 50% of the seats. And then the neighborhood preference. It just depends on what's available at every grade level to be specific about how many seats are available. Patty, you want to add anything?
I think you all covered it, actually.
Okay. At what age do the kids begin to choose their electives instead of being exposed to all of them? So I guess the question kind of means, at the younger age level, maybe they're kind of incorporated into all electives, and then at a certain age, maybe they get some choice.
Yeah, I got this, Natalie. At the middle school level, when we have a fully enrolled middle school, the students will be able to pick electives at all the grade levels. Right now, because of having a partial middle school, the students are exposed to all of the different co-curricular choices, but that will evolve as the middle school evolves into a fully enrolled middle school.
Thank you. Is there a talented or gifted program?
I can answer that. And Patty can too. You want to get it, Dr. Glazer?
So there is not a gifted program because we do small group instruction in classrooms with differentiated learning. So you can go in a classroom and see a group of 8 kids working on reading that might be in 2nd grade, and they're actually working on 4th grade reading. When we get into 7th and 8th grade, they actually can start taking honors classes and classes where they qualify for Carnegie units to earn credit for high school classes. So that's gifted. For talented, we don't have talented at this point. It's something we had, and then it wasn't that beneficial for our students because we have such a wide variety of electives from pre-K through 4th. They get to sample all of them every week. By 5th grade, they get to pick one for, is it a quarter or a semester? What is it, Ms. Preen?
It depends on the elective, but we either go quarter or semester depending on the level of rigor of the course.
And then by high school, they can go full force. So we have studio art 1, 2, 3, and 4. Languages, different levels. So the curriculum is geared to honor the gifts and the talents of the kids that are there.
Thank you. Will my application go in the general lottery if my part-time status as an Ochsner employee doesn't qualify?
I can take that one. So the preference is, just because you don't qualify for a preference doesn't mean that you shouldn't apply, number one. You should definitely apply. It just means you won't get that preference in the lottery. So if you're applying for the Ochsner seat and you don't qualify based on your employment, then your application or the student's application would enter into the lottery. You just would not get that Ochsner preference.
I'll just reiterate that as Grisel mentioned earlier, you just need to be a Jefferson Parish resident to be able to apply to any Discovery school. Next question, is an autistic IEP, I will make this general. Would a SPED IEP affect your lottery weight?
They're actually asking for a non-Ochsner employee, Natalie, but for any employee, actually IEPs used to be a priority for us. We're obligated by the state to have at least 8% special needs students or students with disabilities, and we have over 14% in all Discovery schools, and on the DJOD campus, we have probably close to 16%, maybe even over 16%. So we more than meet the state requirements, and so special education is not a priority.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and jump in. The last question I see in the queue, are there plans for expansion for high school or students go to Kenner Discovery? Students who complete 8th grade at Dr. John Ochsner Discovery or Kenner Discovery Elementary lower will transition to Kenner Discovery High School. The only difference is if you're enrolled at Kenner Discovery, you go right in. At Dr. John Ochsner Discovery, you just need to put in an application to let us know you want to be there, and then you'll be there. Let's see. Since middle school is only a partial school, are the teachers as long tenured as the elementary school teachers? What is the standard requirement for your new faculty and teachers?
Ms. Preen, would you take that, please?
Are we at, well, I'm going to answer it as Discovery schools in terms of classroom instruction fills the positions for core subjects with certified teachers, people that are currently in certification programs obtaining their certificates. So we have the same level of quality of teacher amongst all the Discovery schools. I'm not sure if I'm answering that, if that's the question, but Natalie, if there's something more to it, let me know.
I think you're answering it. Maybe talk a little bit about how we develop our teachers. once they come on with us. I think you covered the qualifications section, but maybe how we develop our teachers would be beneficial for those who are on the webinar.
And Sharon, I also think the hiring process might be with the multiple teams of interviewers.
And then Ms. Kelly can chime in with me along. We do year-long, well, we do summer leading up to school and year-long job embedded professional development for all of our staff. And we typically, they learn as teams, they work as teams. And we did, when we developed Dr. John Ochsner, we did have some of the staff from Kenner Discovery come over to Dr. John Ochsner to help develop the new school, because since it was a replication of the Kenner Discovery Middle School to the Dr. John Ochsner Middle School. So in terms of the interview process and the recruitment process, we hope that current teachers will recruit teachers to our organization. And when we go through actually finding teachers, they go through an extensive process of not only interviewing with administration, but they also interview with a team of teachers, which follows our shared leadership model, and then often come in and teach a sample lesson as well. So we have layers of things that staff have to do in order to kind of get through to potentially get an offer for a position at any of the Discovery schools. And Ms. Kelly, if you can think of anything, please add to it.
And also within the departments, through team meetings, the division heads and SPED coordinators supports the new staff as it relates to the need based on request. And so if the division heads or the SPED coordinator sees a need, they have those planning times where they're always giving ongoing PLCs or community learning communities where the teachers can ask questions and constantly be developed within those grade level team meetings as well.
Thank you. Next question. I have twins applying for pre-K4. If only one gets the Ochsner slot, does that mean the other will not have a chance to attend until kindergarten, or would they be given a preference on the wait list for pre-K?
I'll take that one. We've had 1 or 2 years where one twin got in and not the other one. So what I'm going to say is if that happens, we always find a spot for the other twin. However, there are lots of twins these days. So if it happens to 10 or 12 twin sets at 1 or 2 grade levels, we may not be able to do it, but we understand the dilemma totally. And in the past, we've been able to create an extra seat for the additional twin.
Thank you, Dr. Glazer. Just to piggyback on that for all siblings, I know we do get that question sometimes. If one sibling gets in, will the other one automatically be given the preference? Since we have a sibling preference, it wouldn't be until the following year. But we do our best, and we do prioritize keeping families together at all of our Discovery schools. I'm not showing any more questions. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add? Dr. Glazer, do you want to close us out?
I do. What a talkative group you all have been. Even though you had to just type your questions to us, you had many, many more questions. And on our last virtual open house a few days ago for Kenner Discovery. So we appreciate your interest in the school. We appreciate you attending this long session. We can't wait for you to come visit the real campus. We're very proud of it. And we look forward to meeting you in the future.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.